Hello, bedtime thinkers, and welcome to the Bedtime Discoveries. Tonight, we'll travel together into the quiet, powerful world of volcanoes, not in their fiery anger, but in their soft and patient slumber. We will explore how volcanoes sleep and how they sometimes awaken. Volcanoes may seem frightening, yet they are also slow, ancient storytellers. They shape the earth and bring both destruction and renewal. Together, we will gently uncover the secrets of how volcanoes rest and how they eventually rise with breathtaking force. Before we begin, tell me in the comments below, where in the world are you listening from? And what time of night or day is it for you right now? I always love to see where our little community has gathered from. And if you find comfort in these quiet journeys, please softly press the like button and consider subscribing to the Bedtime Discoveries, where peaceful science guides you into rest. Close your eyes and imagine for a moment that the earth beneath your feet is alive. Not alive in the way you and I are alive, but alive in the sense that it breathes and shifts and grows. Our planet is not a silent rock floating in the darkness of space. It is a restless, ever-changing body with a fiery heart hidden deep within. A volcano is one of the most fascinating ways that Earth reveals its inner life to us. When we hear the word volcano, we may think of fiery explosions, red rivers of lava, or tall mountains covered in ash. But at its simplest, a volcano is really an opening or a doorway between the hidden inner earth and the world we see above. Through this doorway, molten rock, called magma, may rise from deep below, sometimes quietly in glowing streams, sometimes violently in roaring bursts of fire and ash. Volcanoes are nature's storytellers, speaking to us in the language of heat, stone, and time. If you stand before a volcano, you might see a mountain, tall, silent, perhaps covered in green forests or in white snow. But beneath that calm surface lies a history stretching back millions of years. Every layer of rock, every ridge and slope is a record of past eruptions, each one a chapter in the volcano story. Now, to understand what a volcano truly is, we must travel deeper. Let's take a gentle journey inward, past the surface of the earth, past the solid crust we walk upon, and into the warmer, softer layers below. The Earth's crust is like a thin skin compared to the size of the whole planet. Beneath it lies the mantle, a place where rock is not completely solid, but not fully liquid either. It moves slowly, almost like very thick honey. Here, the immense heat of Earth's interior keeps the mantle in constant, patient motion. Sometimes, in certain places, this molten rock gathers into pockets. It presses upward, searching for a weak spot in the crust. And when it finds one, it creates a pathway, a channel through which it can rise. That pathway, that connection between the fiery inside and the cool outside, is what we call a volcano. It may help to imagine Earth is a great, slumbering giant. From time to time, the giant exhales a deep breath, and in that moment, fire and smoke escape from the cracks in its skin. That is the volcano, a breath of the planet itself. But volcanoes are not only mountains. Some are small, only gentle mounds on the landscape. Some are hidden beneath oceans, shaping the seafloor in silence. Some are vast, stretching across entire regions. All of them, however, share the same essence. They are places where the inner earth meets the outer earth. Think for a moment of the Hawaiian Islands. Each one is the result of ancient volcanoes. Hot magma rose from deep within the earth, cooled as it met the ocean air, and slowly, layer by layer, built mountains that broke the surface of the sea. Over thousands, even millions of years, entire islands were born. This is the creative side of volcanoes. They do not only destroy, they also give life and land and new beginnings. Volcanoes appear in myths and legends too. Ancient cultures often saw them as the homes of gods, or the doors to mysterious underworlds. The ancient Romans, for example, believed that the god Vulcan worked as fiery forge beneath Mount Etna. In Hawaii, Pele, the goddess of fire, is said to dwell within the volcanoes, shaping the land with her power. These stories reflect something deeply human. When people saw the earth itself breathing fire, they felt awe, fear, and reverence, and they imagined the volcano as alive, just as we are alive. And, in a way, they were not wrong. A volcano is alive. In the language of geology, it grows, it changes, it sleeps, it awakens. It is part of the Earth's great cycle, a reminder that the world beneath our feet is never still. So, when we ask what is a volcano, we are really asking, what is the Earth trying to show us? And the answer is both simple and profound. A volcano is an opening, a voice of the planet, a bridge between the hidden and the seen. Imagine yourself now, sitting quietly on the slope of a volcano. Perhaps it is dormant, silent for centuries. The air is still, the ground cool beneath your hand. Birds sing in the trees that grow along its side. And perhaps people live nearby, farming its rich soil. It seems peaceful, and it is. But beneath your feet, a story continues. Heat still stirs far below, a story written in fire, waiting for its next line. This is the nature of a volcano, not only a mountain, but a breathing doorway between two worlds. When we think of mountains, we usually imagine them as strong, silent, unchanging guardians of the land. They seem eternal, as if they've always been there and always will be. But a volcano is not like other mountains. It is alive in its own quiet way, shaped not only by the forces of the wind and rain and time, but by the molten fire that dwells within the earth itself. A volcano is born not in a moment, but over many, many centuries. It begins deep below, with magma rising from the mantle. This magma carries heat, gases, and minerals, all pressing, all yearning to move upward. If the Earth's crust above is weak or cracked or thin, the magma begins to push through. It may take thousands of years of slow, patient movement before the first eruption begins. But when it does, the Earth's surface changes forever. Picture, for a moment, the very first breath of a newborn volcano. The ground trembles, the faint crack appears in the earth. Then a faint glow, as if the planet itself were lighting a candle. At first, the magma may only seep out gently, cooling quickly into dark stone. But each time it happens, another thin layer of rock is laid down. Over time, these layers begin to pile upon one another, and slowly, ever so slowly, a mountain rises. This is how the familiar cone shape is formed. Layer upon layer of cooled lava, of hardened ash, of stone born from fire. Some volcanoes grow tall and sharp, like spears reaching to the sky. Others grow wide and gentle, with slopes so broad that they look more like rolling hills. The difference lies in the kind of magma they carry within them and the way it chooses to leave the earth. Yet, no matter their shape, all volcanoes are storytellers. If we could peel back the layers of their rock, we would find a record of every eruption that came before. Each layer is like a page in a book written not in words, but in stone. Sometimes Those pages tell stories of quiet flows of lava that crept slowly across the land, glowing like rivers of light. Other times, they tell of sudden, violent explosions that darken the sky with ash and reshape valleys and forests in a single day. All of it together becomes a memory of the volcano. In this way, a volcano is not only a mountain, it is a living history, a monument to time itself. When you stand upon one, you are standing upon thousands, perhaps millions, of years of Earth's breathing. Let us imagine a journey now. You and I walking slowly up the side of a volcano. The path is quiet, lined with grasses and small flowers that sway in the breeze. Birds circle overhead, and in the distance, you hear the faint sound of water. It feels peaceful. You may even forget for a moment that this is not just any mountain. But as we climb higher, the rocks beneath our feet change. You notice the ground is darker here, almost black in places. These are cooled lava flows, remnants of past eruptions. Some are smooth, rippling like frozen waves. Others are jagged and sharp, as if the earth cracked open only yesterday. Each stone is a reminder that this quiet mountain once spoke with fire. When we finally reach the summit, we see the crater, a wide, open bowl at the mountain's heart, sometimes filled with water, forming a still, silent lake, sometimes steaming, with wisps of gas curling into the sky. This crater is the volcano's mouth. It is the place where Earth once exhaled, and may one day exhale again. There is something deeply humbling about standing on the rim of such a place. Looking down, you see the scars of eruptions long past. The dark stone, the fractured rock, the silent reminder of hidden fire. It is both beautiful and unsettling, for you know that beneath this stillness, the story is not yet finished. Volcanoes are often described as destructive forces, and of course they can be. They can reshape landscapes, bury villages, and darken skies. But if we only see them as destroyers, we miss half of their truth, for volcanoes are also creators. The rich soils that feed coffee in Colombia, grapes in Italy, and rice in Indonesia all come from volcanic land. The islands of Hawaii, Iceland, and Santorini exist because volcanoes built them. Even the air we breathe owes something to volcanoes. In Earth's earliest days, it was volcanic gases that helped form our atmosphere. Without them, life as we know it might never have been possible. So when we ask again, what is a volcano? We must answer gently with balance. It is not only a destroyer and not only a creator. It is both. It is change itself written into the landscape. In many ways, a volcano is like the heartbeat of the earth. It may beat slowly, once in 100 years, or even once in 1,000, but when it does, the world remembers. And in between those beats, in the long stretches of calm and silence, the volcano waits. It gathers its strength, it dreams in fire, until the next breath comes. Perhaps this is why volcanoes have always stirred such deep feelings in us. They remind us of our own fragility, and yet they also remind us of our connection to the planet. When you stand on volcanic soil, you are standing on the newest land on Earth, land that only recently rose from fire, now beneath your feet, cool and solid. It is as if the planet itself offered you a gift. So, in soft words, we might say this: a volcano is the Earth's way of speaking, sometimes softly, in glowing whispers of lava, sometimes loudly, in thunderous roars of ash and smoke. But always it is the same voice, the voice of a living, restless planet, reminding us that it is not a silent stone, but a world that grows and shifts and dreams. Imagine now the Earth long, long ago, billions of years in the past, before there were forests, before there were oceans as we know them, before there was life as we see it today. Back then, the young Earth was fiery and restless, its surface still forming, still cooling, still searching for balance. Volcanoes were everywhere. The planet's crust was thinner then, and the hidden fires of the mantle had many pathways to escape. Molten rivers carved across the land, ash darkened the skies, new mountains rose, and crumbled in quick succession. The Earth was like a newborn child, unsettled, full of energy and constantly changing. It may seem strange to think of such chaos as something beautiful, but in truth, those early volcanoes helped prepare the world we live in now. They released gases that slowly built the air around us. They formed the land that would one day carry rivers, trees, and animals. They created the soil that would one day feed the first tiny plants. Without volcanoes, the Earth might have remained a silent, lifeless sphere. Even today, we see this creative side. When a volcano erupts beneath the ocean, it sometimes builds a brand new island. At first, it is nothing more than black stone rising from the waves. But then, the sea brings life to its shores. Seeds are carried by the wind, birds rest upon its rocks, and slowly, green spreads across the land. In time, the island becomes home to forests, insects, and people. What began as fire becomes a place of life. And so, when we ask what is a volcano, we are also asking, what is the story of Earth itself? Because to understand a volcano is to understand our planet's heartbeat. Let's think now of a single volcano sitting quietly in the night. Perhaps it has not erupted in centuries. Its slopes are calm, covered with forests, with villages, with roads that wind up to its peak. To most who live nearby, it is simply part of the horizon, a familiar shape, steady and unmoving. But deep inside, far beneath the soil and rock, there is a secret chamber. Here, the Earth stores its molten heart. Magma moves slowly, sometimes staying for centuries, sometimes pressing upward, searching for a way out. And though the volcano may appear silent, it is never truly still. It is always breathing, always dreaming, always waiting. This dual nature, calm on the outside, restless within, is what makes volcanoes so mysterious. We cannot always predict them. We cannot always know their thoughts. But we can learn by listening closely, by studying their patterns, by reading the pages of stone they have left behind. Scientists often describe volcanoes as windows into the earth. Through them, we can see the mantle's heat, the gases that shape our atmosphere, and the cycles that have shaped our planet for billions of years. Volcanoes are more than natural wonders. They are keys to understanding where we came from. Now, picture yourself standing at night at the base of a volcano. The stars are above you, bright, endless, uncountable. The mountain is dark, a great shadow against the sky. And yet, if you listen closely, perhaps you can almost hear it. Not a sound you can measure, but a feeling, the quiet hum of a living earth beneath your feet. The deep patience of stone that has seen centuries come and go. The unspoken truth that this mountain is not just rock. It is part of something much greater. Some people say that volcanoes are dangerous, and they are right in their way. But others say volcanoes are sacred, and they, too, are right. For a volcano is not only a place of fire, it is a place of connection. A connection between the hidden and the seen, between destruction and creation, between the past of our planet and its future. The word volcano comes from the Roman god Vulcan. To the Romans, he was a god of fire and metalworking. They imagined his forge deep beneath mountains like Etna, sparks flying, molten metal flowing, hammers striking. They gave this name because they sense what we now know, that volcanoes are the Earth's forges, places where rock is melted, reshaped, and born anew. Across the world, cultures gave volcanoes their own names, their own stories. To the Maori of New Zealand, the volcanoes of Tongariro and Goroho, and Ruapehu were seen as great ancestors, warriors of stone. In Japan, Mount Fuji was long worshipped as a sacred being, a source of spiritual strength. And in Hawaii, the goddess Pele still lives in stories of the people. Her presence felt in every eruption, every new flow of lava. Each culture found a way to express the same awe, because when people looked upon these fiery mountains, they saw more than rock and fire. They saw the breath of the earth. So, after all of this, how do we answer our first question? What is a volcano? It is a mountain, yes. It is an opening, yes. But more than that, it is a reminder that the earth is alive. It is the place where the hidden fire of our planet reaches out and touches the sky. It is both a destroyer and a creator, a storyteller and a silent dreamer. To know what a volcano is to know that we live on a world that is never still, a world that moves, that breathes, that grows, a world that gives us land and soil and beauty, but also reminds us of its power. So, when you next hear the word volcano, do not think only of fire and ash. Think of patience. Think of creation. Think of the earth's voice speaking softly or loudly, but always with meaning. A volcano is not only a mountain. It is the earth's memory and the earth's dream. Beneath the cool soil, beneath the rocks and rivers and forests we know so well, there is another world. It is a world we cannot see directly, yet it shapes every mountain, every ocean, every continent. It is a world of heat, of pressure, of restless movement. It is the fiery heart of the earth, hidden but always alive. To understand a volcano, we must first understand this hidden fire. For a volcano is not born from the surface alone. It is born from deep within, from the slow, powerful heat that stirs beneath our feet. Let us travel there together now, in our imagination. Close your eyes and picture yourself sinking gently down, through the soil and rock, past the roots of trees, past the cool groundwater that trickles in hidden streams. Deeper and deeper we go, until the air grows warmer, until the stone itself seems to glow. The earth, as you know, is made of layers. At the very center lies the core, a sphere of metal, mostly iron and nickel. The inner core is solid, though it burns hotter than the surface of the sun. Around it lies the outer core molten, flowing like a great metallic ocean. It is this movement, this restless churning of liquid metal, that gives our planet its magnetic field. Above the core lies the mantle, and here, in this thick layer of rock, is where the story of volcanoes begins. The mantle is not entirely solid, nor entirely liquid. It moves slowly, flowing at a pace almost too slow to imagine. Over years, centuries, and millennia, the mantle shifts like honey left in the warmth. And within this mantle, heat rises upward, carrying with it melted rock we call magma. This magma is the lifeblood of volcanoes. It is made of minerals, gases, and molten stone, glowing with the heat of the planet's heart. In most places, it remains trapped, buried deep, but in some places, cracks appear in the crust above. And when they do, the hidden fires find their path. Imagine now a vast chamber beneath the ground, not empty like a cave, but full of glowing molten rock, swirling and shifting in the dark. This is a magma chamber. It may rest there quietly for thousands of years, building slowly, layer by layer. But it is never still. It hums with pressure, with heat, with energy waiting to be released. Sometimes the pressure finds a way out through vents, cracks, and channels that lead upward. And when it does, the fire of the earth rises. It may come quietly or it may come suddenly, but always it is the same hidden fire revealing itself at last. Let's pause here and think about the mystery of it all. The fire beneath our feet has been burning for over 4 billion years. It is ancient, older than the mountains, older than the oceans. It is the same fire that lit the newborn earth, and it has never gone out. This thought is strangely comforting, because while our lives are short and seasons change quickly, the hidden fire is constant. It has always been there, and it will always be there. The earth breathes through its volcanoes, but the fire itself never fades. Long ago, people did not know the science of magma and mantle, but they felt the power of the hidden fire. When the ground shook, when smoke rose from a mountain, when rivers of lava flowed, they imagined spirits, gods, and giants living beneath the earth. They were not wrong to sense something powerful and alive. They gave it names and stories and rituals. In a way, these stories were humanity's first attempts to describe the Earth's hidden fires. Today, science gives us a clearer picture, but the wonder remains the same. Even with all our measurements and instruments, we cannot fully control or predict the fire beneath us. It is a reminder that the Earth is greater than us, that we live upon a restless planet, one that carries mysteries still. So when we speak of volcanoes, let us not think only of the mountain we can see. Let us remember also the fire we cannot see, the deep, ancient heat that rises from the mantle, that shapes continents, that fuels eruptions. It is the quiet heart of every volcano. It is the secret flame that makes the earth alive. When you think of fire, you may imagine the flame of a candle or the warmth of a hearth on a cold night. But the earth's hidden fire is not like any flame we know. It is not fed by wood or by air. It does not flicker in the wind. It is born from deeper forces, from the very birth of the planet itself. Billions of years ago, when Earth first formed from dust and stone in the young solar system, collisions shook its surface. Asteroids and comets rained down, releasing tremendous heat. That heat became part of the Earth's body. Even now, the memory of those ancient impacts still glows inside the planet. But there is more. Deep in the rocks of the mantle and crust, tiny atoms of uranium, thorium, and potassium slowly decay. As they do, they release energy. This process, though invisible to our eyes, produces steady heat, like countless little lanterns glowing inside the earth. It is this constant warmth that keeps the mantle alive with motion. And so, the hidden fires are both ancient and ongoing. They are the earth's inheritance from its fiery birth, and its present heartbeat maintained by the slow decay of atoms too small to see. Now, think of the mantle again. Not as cold, hard stone, but as something softer, more fluid. In some places, heat rises like a column, a great plume of molten rock pressing upward. Scientists call these mantle plumes. They're the unseen fountains that feed many volcanoes. Hawaii, for example, was born from such a plume. Far out in the Pacific Ocean, magma has been rising for millions of years. As the Pacific tectonic plate slowly drifts across this hot spot, new volcanoes form, one after another. Each island in the Hawaiian chain is a marker of where the fire once rose. The youngest island, Hawaii itself, still grows today as fresh lava reaches the sea. But the older islands, now far from the plume, rest quietly, their fires long extinguished. It is remarkable to realize that entire landscapes, entire nations even, are the gifts of hidden fires, that the beaches we walk upon, the soil that grows fruit, the cliffs that hold our gaze at sunset, all exist because deep within the earth, heat would not stay still. And yet, this fire is not only creative, it is also restless. When magma rises, it carries gases, water vapor, carbon dioxide, sulfur. These gases, trapped under pressure, can transform a quiet movement of lava into an explosive eruption. It is a delicate balance. Too little pressure, and the fire seeps gently to the surface. Too much pressure, and the fire bursts outward with a force that can change the skies. This hidden fire is not easily tamed. Humans build cities, machines, and even spacecraft, but the inner earth does not answer to us. It burns at its own pace, sleeps when it chooses, awakens without warning. For all our science, there is still mystery in every eruption, and perhaps that is why the hidden fire feels almost alive. Because it does not obey us, it does not bow to our plans. It is older, deeper, more patient. It is as if the earth itself has its own will expressed through magma and flame. Let's return again to imagination. Picture yourself standing far above the world, looking down at the earth as if from space. The blue oceans cover much of the planet. White clouds drift across the sky. But beneath those oceans, beneath those continents, currents of heat are rising and falling. They move so slowly, you could not see them in a lifetime. And yet, over millions of years, they shift continents, build mountains, open oceans. This is a hidden fire, shaping the world silently from within. When tectonic plates move, sliding past one another, or colliding, or drifting apart, it is the hidden fire that drives them. The Earth's crust, thin and fragile, rides atop the mantle like rafts upon a glowing sea. Where they pull apart, magma rises to form new crust, as in the great mid-ocean ridges. Where they collide, magma may be forced upward, birthing towering volcanoes along the edges of continents. The Andes, the Cascades, the ring of fire circling the Pacific, all are children of this deep heat. Isn't it extraordinary that something we cannot see, something we cannot touch, holds such power? That our mountains, our valleys, even the shapes of our continents, are drawn by the quiet, patient hand of fire? And yet, this fire is not something to fear. Yes, it can bring destruction, but it is also the reason we are here at all. Without it, there would be no continents, no fertile soils, no protective magnetic field. The hidden fire makes the earth a living planet. So the next time you feel the ground beneath your feet, remember that below you, far below, lies a world of glowing stone. It has burned for billions of years and will burn for billions more. It is the fire that gives volcanoes their voice, and the fire that keeps our world alive. As we continue our journey, let us imagine the hidden fire in motion, flowing slowly beneath the crust like a warm, invisible river, winding its way through the deep mantle. It does not hurry, it does not rest, it moves with patience and persistence and quiet purpose. This fire has shaped every volcano that has ever risen, every eruption that has ever reshaped the land. When magma accumulates in a chamber beneath a mountain, pressure slowly builds, like air filling a balloon. Gases dissolve in the molten rock, water vapor, carbon dioxide, sulfur, push outward, searching for a way to escape. For centuries, this process may be almost imperceptible. And then, suddenly, the volcano awakens and the hidden fire finds its path to the surface. The hidden fire is also a teacher. It teaches us patience by moving slowly, over thousands of years, forming mountains almost imperceptibly. It teaches us respect by reminding us of the forces beyond human control. And it teaches us wonder by creating landscapes of such beauty, such mystery, that we cannot help but marvel. Consider the gentle glow of lava flowing across a slope at night, lighting the darkness like liquid gold. The heat radiates softly, the gases rise like mist, and for a moment, the hidden fire reveals itself, not as destruction, but as creation. This is the duality of volcanoes, and the duality of the hidden fire that fuels them. Even when a volcano sleeps, the fire beneath does not vanish. It continues to stir, slowly reshaping rock into magma, building pressure, waiting for the right time, the right path, the right moment to reach the surface once again. It is patient, more patient than anything we know. It measures time not in years, but in millennia, in the rhythm of the planet itself. Let's think of some examples. The Yellowstone caldera, a hidden giant beneath the plains of North America, contains a magma chamber so vast, so deep, that it defies comprehension. It sleeps now, but the fire beneath it continues to move, slowly, gently, silently. Scientists study it with instruments, measuring the subtle swelling of the ground, the tiny tremors, the rising gases. Yet despite all our knowledge, we are still only beginning to understand its movements. Then there is Mount St. Helens in the Pacific Northwest. Before its famous eruption in 1980, it had been resting for decades. Yet the hidden fire below was still alive. Rising pressure and shifting gases foretold the awakening. If you knew how to listen, when the eruption came, it was sudden, dramatic, a visible reminder of the fire beneath the earth. Even the seemingly calm volcanoes of Iceland, or the gently smoking peaks of Japan, all are fed by this hidden fire, a deep, patient energy shaping land, creating soil, influencing climate, and supporting life. The hidden fire is also a storyteller. It tells tales not with words, but with heat, rock, and gas. It tells of the Earth's formation, of its slow cooling, of the cycles that created oceans and continents. It tells of ancient eruptions that shaped human history, of civilizations that rose and fell in the shadow of its mountains. It tells of new lands yet to emerge, islands that may rise in the oceans, mountains yet to touch the clouds. And so, when we speak of volcanoes, we must also speak of the fire that hides beneath them. For without this fire, there will be no eruptions, no lava flows, no ash, no new soil, no islands, no mountains. It is the hidden engine of the planet, the secret pulse that makes Earth alive. Perhaps it is this fire, invisible, patient, unstoppable, that gives volcanoes their mysterious power. They are not simply stones and ash, they are expressions of deep, hidden energy. They remind us that the world beneath our feet is vast, powerful, and beyond our complete understanding. As we conclude our thoughts on Earth's hidden fires, let's imagine once more the mantle and core beneath the crust, the molten rock flowing slowly, steadily, like the pulse of the planet. It has been burning for billions of years, and it will continue for billions more. It is both dangerous and beautiful, destructive and creative, patient beyond our human comprehension. And so, when you walk upon the earth, when you stand on volcanic soil, when you gaze at the distant peaks, remember, beneath you, hidden and unseen, the earth's fires are still moving. They are the hidden breath of our planet, the energy that fuels mountains, oceans, and volcanoes, and the fire that reminds us of the living world we call home. The hidden fire is always present, quiet yet persistent, unseen yet powerful, shaping our world in ways both subtle and immense. It is the deep heart of the earth, and every volcano is its voice. Imagine a volcano, silent, majestic, stretching toward the sky. Its slopes are green with forests, dotted with villages, the wind whispering through its trees. It seems almost eternal, and yet beneath its calm exterior, a story of fire still stirs. Volcanoes do not always erupt. Many of them spend decades, centuries, or even millennia in a state of quiet slumber. This is what scientists call dormancy, a period when the volcano is inactive, yet not extinct. The hidden fire beneath may still be moving slowly, patiently, waiting for the right moment to rise. Consider the stillness of a sleeping volcano, like the calm breath of a giant. From the outside, nothing seems amiss. Birds fly over its slopes, streams run gently through valleys, the soil nourishes crops and forests. People walk and work, completely unaware of the deep, molten heart lying below. Yet, if we could see inside, we would find magma chambers slowly shifting, gases building, pressure accumulating, ever so subtly. Dormant volcanoes teach us about patience, the patience of the earth itself. It is a lesson unlike any other. For while humans measure time in seconds, minutes, and years, the earth moves on a scale far grander. Volcanoes at rest remind us that even the most powerful forces need time to gather, to breathe, to prepare. Take Mount Fuji in Japan, a mountain that has inspired countless poets, painters, and dreamers. It last erupted in the early 18th century, yet it continues to sleep peacefully, towering over the landscape. Its presence is constant, calming to those who see it. Yet beneath, the earth's heat continues to stir. The mountain sleeps, but it is not gone. It is patient, a silent guardian of time and space. Volcanoes at rest can be deceptive. Their beauty and serenity may hide potential energy that may one day awaken in quiet flows or in sudden, explosive force. But this very calm is also what makes them mesmerizing. They are monuments to the Earth's dual nature, both still and alive. When a volcano rests, the environment around it flourishes. The soil, enriched by past eruptions, is fertile, supporting plants and crops. Rivers carve valleys along its slopes, forests grow thick, animals thrive. Humans often settle nearby, drawn by the life the volcano supports, even while respecting its history and potential power. Dormancy is part of a volcano's natural cycle. Scientists study these cycles carefully, looking for subtle signs that may indicate awakening. They monitor tiny earthquakes, ground swelling, and changes in gas emissions, trying to understand the rhythm of these sleeping giants. Yet, even with modern technology, much remains a mystery, a reminder of the immense complexity of our planet. Sleeping volcanoes are also storytellers. Each layer of rock, each ridge, each crater tells of eruptions long past, of lava flows, and ash clouds that shaped the land. Even when silent, the volcano carries its history proudly etched in stone and soil. Imagine now a night sky above a dormant volcano. The stars twinkle, the moon casts a silver glow on the slopes. All is calm, peaceful, eternal seeming. And yet, somewhere deep beneath, the earth's hidden fire continues to move. It waits, slowly, patiently, as if dreaming of its next story. The beauty of volcanoes at rest lies in their quiet majesty. They remind us of the balance between power and patience, between energy and calm. They are reminders that even in stillness, there is life, movement, and potential. As we continue, imagine walking slowly along the gentle slopes of a dormant volcano. The ground beneath your feet is soft, covered with moss, grasses, and wildflowers. The air smells faintly of earth and moisture. A gentle breeze whispers through the trees. Everything feels still, almost timeless. Yet, hidden beneath the calm, the Earth's fire continues to move. Magma shifts slowly in deep chambers. Gases collect and press outward. Pressure builds imperceptibly, a reminder that dormancy is not absence, but preparation. Dormant volcanoes are part of a long cycle, a rhythm of rest and awakening. They sleep after eruptions, sometimes for decades, sometimes for thousands of years. This slumber allows a mountain to rebuild, its slopes to recover, its soil to nourish life. It is a time for the volcano to gather strength, for the earth itself to breathe and heal. Think now of Mount Vesuvius. In Italy, before its catastrophic eruption in 79 AD, it had been quiet for centuries. Its slopes were green, villages were built near its base, people lived without fear, unaware of the powerful fire beneath. And then one day, the dormant giant awakened, reshaping the lives of thousands. This story reminds us that dormancy is not permanent, but it is a vital, patient stage in the life of every volcano. Even the most tranquil volcanoes tell a story in their silence. The layers of rock along their slopes, the shapes of their ridges, the craters at their peaks, all speak of eruptions long past, of energy that once burst outward, and of quiet decades, centuries, or millennia that followed. A dormant volcano is like a wise elder, full of stories, history, and secrets waiting to be shared. While a volcano rests, life flourishes around it. Forests grow thick, rivers and streams carve gentle valleys. Wildlife returns to the slopes. Human civilizations often take advantage of this calm, farming the fertile soil, building towns at safe distances, respecting the mountain's history and potential. In Japan, the slopes of Mount Fuji have been carefully inhabited for centuries. In Hawaii, villagers farm the rich volcanic soil. And in Italy, communities have lived in the shadow of Vesuvius for generations, balancing the beauty and danger of dormant giants. Dormant volcanoes also remind us of the passage of time. Human life is brief, fleeting, measured in years. But the Earth moves on a scale far grander, millennia, tens of thousands of years, even millions. A volcano that sleeps for centuries teaches patience, a deep, almost spiritual lesson in waiting, in trusting the rhythm of the planet. Scientists monitor dormant volcanoes with great care. They watch for subtle signs of unrest, small tremors, shifts in the land, changes in gas emissions. These signals may be quiet, barely perceptible, yet they reveal the hidden activity of the Earth's fires. A gentle reminder that the volcano is still alive, still dreaming, still moving beneath the calm surface. Let us pause and imagine the view from the summit of a dormant volcano at dawn. The first light of day touches the slopes, painting them gold and pink. The world below is quiet, the wind soft, the birds beginning to stir. And deep beneath the ground, the Earth's fire pulses slowly. It is invisible, inaudible, yet its presence is undeniable. This hidden pulse connects the volcano to the larger rhythm of the planet. Tectonic plates shift, oceans rise and fall, mountains are slowly carved. The dormant volcano waits, quietly participating in this grand cycle, neither rushing nor resting completely, but existing in a patient balance, a testament to the resilience and quiet power of the earth. Even in its dormancy, a volcano provides wisdom and wonder. It reminds us that strength does not always roar. Sometimes true power lies in stillness, in patience, in waiting for the right moment to awaken. The sleeping mountain teaches us to respect time, to honor quiet growth, to recognize the unseen forces that shape our world. And so, As we walk gently down the slopes, we carry with us a new understanding. Dormant volcanoes are not lifeless. They are not merely mountains. They are living, breathing entities, resting in cycles, quietly shaping the earth, influencing life around them, and waiting for the moment their hidden fire will rise again. As we continue, imagine the volcano at night. The sky is deep and dark. Stars shimmer above. The moon casts a silver glow across its slopes. All is quiet, peaceful, timeless. Yet beneath the surface, the earth's fire moves slowly, like a heartbeat, patient, steady, alive. A dormant volcano is a paradox, calm and yet powerful, silent and yet full of energy. It teaches us that rest is not absence. Rest is preparation, patience, resilience. The hidden fire within is always present, shaping rock, heating magma, gathering the energy that may one day rise. Consider the forests that grow on volcanic slopes. These trees, shrubs, and plants thrive on the rich soils left behind by past eruptions. Life flourishes in places where fire once raged. Animals make their homes, rivers carve gentle valleys, and humans farm the land, all because the volcano once spoke with fire, and now rests, providing nourishment and life. Dormancy can last for centuries or even millennia. Scientists call a volcano dormant when it has not erupted in a long time, but it is not extinct. An extinct volcano, by contrast, has no magma chamber feeding it. It has lost its hidden fire. But a dormant volcano, even after 1,000 years of silence, still contains the power to shape the land. Take, for example, the dormant volcano Mount Rainier in the United States. Its snow-covered slopes and glaciers give an appearance of serene beauty. Yet deep beneath, magma slowly stirs, pressure slowly builds. The mountain is quiet now, but it carries a potential to awaken. It is both a teacher and a guardian, a mountain of patience, a mountain of power. Dormant volcanoes also remind us of cycles, of life, and earth and time. They erupt, they rest, they nurture life. And then, perhaps, they erupt again. The cycle is not rushed. It is measured by forces far larger than ourselves, forces of heat, pressure, and time. In this way, dormant volcanoes are symbols of patience, of endurance, of the quiet persistence of nature. Even humans learn from dormant volcanoes. Our cities, our agriculture, our civilizations often develop around these mountains. We study them, respect them, and learn to live with their cycles. We learn that calm does not mean safe, and yet calm can also provide opportunity, a chance for life to thrive, for land to recover, for new creation to occur. Imagine standing now at the edge of a volcanic crater, quiet, still. The moonlight shimmers on the slopes, a gentle breeze stirs the trees. All is calm, but beneath your feet, the heartbeat of the earth continues. The hidden fire moves slowly, shaping magma, shaping pressure, preparing for the next chapter. The volcano rests not in silence alone, but in quiet, patient creation. This is the wisdom of volcanoes at rest. They remind us to honor periods of calm, to recognize the power in waiting, to understand that even in stillness, the world is alive, moving, shaping itself. As we leave the sleeping slopes, we carry a sense of awe, of respect, of wonder. Dormant volcanoes are not simply mountains. They are guardians of the earth's history, vessels of its hidden fire, teachers of patience and balance. Their quiet majesty inspires humility and invites us to reflect on our place in the world. So, the next time you see a volcano towering silently over the land or distant on the horizon, remember this. Even when it sleeps, it is alive. Even when it rests, it carries immense power. And even in silence, it shapes the earth, nurtures life, and dreams in fire. A volcano at rest is more than dormant rock. It is a living lesson, a story of time, patience, and the quiet persistence of the hidden fires beneath our feet. And it waits, always, for the next moment when it may speak again. Imagine a volcano, not as a simple mountain, but as a complex story told in layers. Each layer is a chapter, a memory of the Earth's fire, a record of eruptions, a gift of life that surrounds it. The layers of a volcano are formed over thousands, sometimes millions of years. They're not all the same. Some are hard, jagged rock, cool from violent lava flows. Some are soft, dusty ash carried by wind and rain, settling gently on the slopes. Some layers form underwater when volcanic activity reaches the sea, creating rock that tells a story of fire meeting water. Let us begin by imagining a single eruption. The magma rises, gases expand, and molten rock bursts onto the surface. It flows slowly or quickly, forming lava streams that harden as they cool. These first layers are dense, strong, forming the base of the mountain. Next comes ash, fine, light, carried by the wind, falling softly over the slopes. This ash may mix with rain, forming soil that nourishes plants, enriching the land for centuries to come. Even in destruction, there is creation. Over time, eruptions vary in size and intensity. Some gentle, some explosive. Some lava flows run for kilometers. Some ash clouds travel across continents. And with each eruption, a new layer is added, another page in the volcano story. The structure of a volcano is also layered inside. Beneath the surface, a complex system of magma chambers, vents, and conduits connects the heart of the earth to the surface. Some magma solidifies in place, forming dikes and sills, intrusions of stone that tell the story of magma that never reached the sky. Others rise closer to the surface, feeding future eruptions or lying in quiet dormancy. Volcanoes can take many forms depending on these layers. Shield volcanoes, like those in Hawaii, have gentle slopes formed by layers of lava that flowed slowly and widely. Stratovolcanoes, like Mount Fuji or Vesuvius, rise steep and majestic, built from alternating layers of ash and lava. Cinder cones, smaller, but no less fascinating, are built from fragments of rock thrown into the air, falling back to form their steep little mountains. Imagine walking along the slopes of a stratovolcano. With every step, you move across different layers, some smooth, some jagged. Each layer tells a different story of the fire beneath, of eruptions past, of the Earth's restless energy. The mountain beneath you is a living history book, a record of time and energy, preserved in stone. Even the smallest layers are important. Thin sheets of ash may have been deposited during minor eruptions. Yet these minor layers enrich the soil, allow forests to grow, create habitats for animals, and support human agriculture. The earth recycles itself through these layers. Destruction becomes creation, chaos becomes beauty. As we look deeper, we find the magma beneath the layers, hidden but powerful. It is the source of future layers, the heart of the volcano, patient, waiting, shaping the mountain from within. The layers above are its story, written over centuries, visible to the eye, tangible to touch. As we continue our journey, imagine standing at the base of a volcano, gazing upward at its slopes. The mountain appears solid, unchanging, a single massive shape. But look closer, and you will see that it is composed of many layers, each with its own story, its own texture, its own rhythm. Some layers are thick and dense, hardened from slow-moving lava flows. They form the backbone of the volcano, strong and enduring, capable of withstanding the pressure of future eruptions. These layers are ancient, often formed thousands or millions of years ago. They are records of the Earth's past moods of fire that once reached the surface and cooled, leaving behind solid stone. Other layers are lighter, softer, made of ash and tephra. When a volcano erupts explosively, fine particles of rock and gas are expelled, carried by wind, and fall gently or violently across the surrounding land. These ash layers may seem fragile, easy blowaway, but over time they settle, compress, and form soil, fertile ground for forests, crops, and life to flourish. Even in destruction, there is creation. There are also pyroclastic flows, hot, fast-moving clouds of ash and rock, which leave thick, dense deposits on the slopes of the volcano. These layers are evidence of the violent energy of past eruptions, a reminder of the power hidden beneath the calm exterior. They tell stories of fire racing down mountainsides, shaping valleys, transforming landscapes, and yet they too contribute to the beauty and fertility of the land. Beneath the visible layers, the internal structure of the volcano is equally fascinating. Magma chambers, underground reservoirs of molten rock, feed the volcano from below. Conduits or volcanic pipes connect the magma to vents at the surface, pathways for future eruptions. Sometimes magma solidifies before reaching the surface, forming intrusions, dikes, and sills, frozen rivers of fire, telling the story of magma that never erupted. These internal layers and structures influence how the volcano behaves. A volcano with thick, alternating layers of lava and ash may erupt violently, building steep slopes and dramatic peaks. A volcano with flowing, gentle lava layers may erupt quietly, forming wide, shield-like shapes. The mountain's personality, its shape, its rhythm, all arise from the combination of these layers. Imagine walking along a volcanic slope, touching the rock, feeling the textures beneath your fingers. Some rocks are smooth, cool from lava that flowed slowly and steadily. Some rocks are rough, jagged, created from explosive eruptions that hurled molten fragments into the air. Each layer holds secrets, stories of heat, pressure, and time, waiting to be read by those who observe carefully. Even the tiniest layers matter. Thin sheets of ash or tephra may have formed during minor eruptions unnoticed by people at the time. Yet these layers enrich the soil, support plant life, create habitats for animals, and nurture ecosystems that depend on volcanic terrain. The Earth's fire, once destructive, becomes a gift to life. The layers of a volcano are also markers of time. Scientists can study them, analyze the minerals, the gases trapped within, determine the sequence of eruptions, and even date the age of the mountain. Each layer is like a page in a book, revealing the history of the volcano, the rhythm of Earth's hidden fire, and the cycles of destruction and creation that have shaped the land. Consider the story of Mount Etna in Sicily. Its slopes are composed of layers formed over hundreds of thousands of years. Lava flows, ash deposits, and pyroclastic layers tell the story of eruptions both gentle and violent, of centuries of growth of the Earth's fire shaping the land. The mountain continues to grow, slowly, steadily, its layers a living record of the volcano's personality. As we reflect on these layers, it becomes clear that a volcano is not just a mountain. It is a layered story of fire and life, of destruction and creation, of time measured in centuries and millennia. Every slope, every ridge, every rock is part of this story, waiting to be discovered, waiting to inspire awe. Even when a volcano rests, the layers remain a record of what has been, a guide to what may come. They connect the past to the present, the Earth's hidden fires with the surface world, and the planet's restless energy with the life that thrives around it. As we continue, imagine the view from the summit of a volcano. Looking down, you can see the slope stretching gently or steeply, depending on the mountain shape. Every ridge, every curve, every stone tells a story of layers of eruptions of the hidden fire beneath the earth. The uppermost layers are often the youngest, fresh deposits of lava, ash, or tephra, perhaps formed during an eruption in the last few decades. They may appear soft, crumbly, even fragile. Yet they are a bridge to the mountain's ancient heart. Beneath them, older layers lie, hardened from eruptions centuries or millennia ago. Each layer adds strength, structure, and personality to the volcano. Some layers are dense and resistant, standing tall against the wind and rain. Others are softer, eroding gently, shaping valleys and slopes over time. The layering of a volcano also affects how it behaves. The paths magma takes, the speed and type of eruptions, the formation of vents and craters. All are influenced by the internal structure, by the way layers of rock, ash, and hardened lava are arranged. In this way, the volcano's history shapes its future. Imagine walking along the edge of a volcanic crater. The wind brushes your skin, the earth beneath is warm, a reminder of the hidden fire below. You notice different textures beneath your feet, some smooth, some jagged, some soft. Each step brings awareness. Each layer holds memory. Each stone tells a story. Some layers contain evidence of life. Fossilized plants or traces of ancient forests preserved in ash. These layers provide a glimpse into the Earth's past, showing us how life responded to eruptions, how ecosystems recovered, and how the world continued to flourish despite volcanic activity. The layers of a volcano also reveal the diversity of eruptions. Some layers are thin, a quiet fall of ash. Others are thick and dramatic, the result of explosive pyroclastic flows. Some lava layers travel far, cooling slowly, spreading wide. Others remain near the vent, piling steeply, creating dramatic peaks. Through these layers, scientists can read the story of the volcano. They study mineral composition, gas content, and the thickness of each layer. This helps predict how a volcano might behave in the future. It connects the past with the present. The hidden fire below with the visible mountain above, and the planet's restless energy with the life that depends on it. The layers of a volcano are also a gift to the surrounding world. Ash and lava weather into fertile soils, supporting forests, crops, and wildlife. The mountains become landmarks, guiding rivers, shaping climate, influencing ecosystems. Even dormant volcanoes, or those long extinct, continue to support life through the layers they have created. As we step back and look at the volcano as a whole, we see a mountain built slowly, patiently, layer by layer. Each layer is a story, a memory, a reflection of Earth's hidden fire. And together, they form a majestic structure, powerful, alive, and deeply connected to the world around it. So, when you think of a volcano, do not see only fire and rock. See the layers, see the history, see the quiet, patient work of the earth itself. Each layer is a whisper of time, a record of creation and transformation, a reminder that even the most violent energy can leave beauty in its wake. A volcano's layers are a living archive, a testament to the balance of destruction and creation. And when we walk upon its slopes, when we study its rocks, when we simply imagine the forces beneath, we participate in the story. We witness the patient, layered journey of fire, stone, and life. Imagine a volcano, tall and majestic, sleeping quietly under the sky. Its slopes are calm, the air around it soft and still. Yet deep below, something stirs. This is a secret of why volcanoes erupt, the hidden fire beneath the surface, gathering, shifting, and pressing outward. Eruptions begin deep underground in magma chambers, reservoirs of molten rock heated by the Earth's hidden fires. This magma is not just hot. It is alive with energy. Gases dissolved in its molten stone, water vapor, carbon dioxide, sulfur press outward, searching for a path to escape. Over time, pressure builds quietly, patiently, until it reaches a tipping point. Imagine squeezing a balloon, slowly inflating it, until the surface stretches tight, taut with pressure. This is similar to what happens inside a volcano. The magma pushes against the walls of its chamber. The gases expand, and the crust above feels the strain. Eventually, the pressure may overcome the strength of the rock, and the volcano awakens. Different volcanoes erupt in different ways, depending on the magma's composition. Some magma is thick, sticky, resistant to flow. It traps gases, building tremendous pressure, and when it erupts, the result could be explosive, sending ash, lava, and gas high into the sky. Other magma is thinner, more fluid, allowing gases to escape gently, resulting in slower, quieter lava flows. Eruptions are influenced by more than just magma and pressure. The structure of the volcano, the arrangement of layers, the network of vents and fissures, all of these guide the fire, shaping how it reaches the surface. Even the movement of tectonic plates plays a role, pushing, pulling, and fracturing the crust, opening new paths for magma to rise. Some eruptions are short and sudden, lasting hours or days. Others unfold slowly, over weeks, months, or even years. Some are gentle, lava flowing quietly down slopes. Others are dramatic, explosive, reshaping landscapes, rivers, and valleys. Yet all eruptions share a common origin: the hidden fire beneath, pressing upward, seeking release. Imagine now a volcano beginning to awaken. The ground trembles slightly, tiny earthquakes ripple through the slopes, gases rise in subtle plumes. Animals sense the change, move into safer areas. Humans may notice small signs, unusual steam, unusual sounds, subtle changes in the landscape. All of these are whispers, hints of the powerful forces gathering below. The energy that drives eruptions is immense, beyond ordinary human experience. It comes from the heat of the Earth's core, the decay of radioactive elements, and the chemical reactions that occur deep within the mantle. It is ancient, older than the mountains themselves, and unstoppable on a human timescale. Even the seemingly calm, dormant volcano carries this energy, patiently accumulating. And when the pressure exceeds the strength of the rock, it erupts, releasing fire, ash, and lava into the world above. Eruptions are not random. They follow natural laws guided by physics and chemistry. Yet predicting exactly when, where, and how they will occur remains a challenge. The hidden fire beneath the earth is patient, powerful, and mysterious. So, the next time you see a volcano towering silently over the land, remember that below, the earth is alive, moving, breathing, preparing. The eruption you see on the surface is just the final expression of a process that has been unfolding for centuries, quietly, invisibly beneath the ground. Volcanoes erupt because the earth is alive, because it carries hidden energy, because its fire cannot be contained forever. And in every eruption there is a story of creation, of destruction, of the earth reshaping itself quietly, patiently, and endlessly. As we continue, imagine the earth beneath your feet, deep, dark, and warm. Here lies the magma chamber, a reservoir of molten rock, filled with heat, pressure, and dissolved gases. It is the engine of volcanic eruptions, the slow, patient furnace that waits for the right moment to awaken. Gases play a vital role in eruptions. Water vapor, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, all are trapped in the magma like air in a sealed bottle. As magma rises toward the surface, pressure decreases, and these gases begin to expand, forming bubbles. This expansion increases pressure further, like steam building in a kettle, until the Earth's crust can no longer hold it, and the volcano erupts. The type of magma influences how the eruption unfolds. Basaltic magma, thin and fluid, allows gases to escape easily, resulting in gentle lava flows that move slowly down the slopes. Andesitic or rhyolitic magma, thick and sticky, traps gases and can erupt explosively, sending ash and pyroclastic flows into the sky. Imagine, for a moment, the volcano as a great bottle of soda. Shaking it gently, nothing happens. But as pressure increases and the bottle is opened, the contents burst forth, a sudden, dramatic release of energy. This is similar to how pressure in a magma chamber eventually overcomes the strength of the rock, resulting in an eruption. Tectonic forces add another layer of complexity. The movement of Earth's plates, colliding, sliding, or separating, creates cracks, fissures, and pathways for magma to rise. Where plates collide, magma may be forced upward, creating steep, explosive stratovolcanoes. Where plates separate, magma can seep gently through cracks, forming wide, gentle shield volcanoes. Even small earthquakes beneath a volcano are significant. They are the Earth's way of adjusting to pressure. Tiny shifts in the rock that indicate the magma is moving. Scientists monitor these tremors, looking for patterns, learning to listen to the mountain, understanding when it may awaken. Volcanoes erupt not because they want to, but because pressure and energy demand release. The magma pushes, the gases expand, and the crust fractures. Eruption is the Earth's way of balancing itself, a natural, inevitable process. Some eruptions are sudden and violent. Ash clouds rise miles into the sky. Lava flows scorch the slopes. Pyroclastic flows sweep valleys. Other eruptions are slow and steady. Lava oozes gently. Rivers of molten rock cool over days or weeks. Yet, all eruptions share the same origin, the patient, persistent energy of the hidden fire beneath. Even volcanoes that have been dormant for centuries or millennia still carry this energy. The magma chambers beneath continue to shift, gases accumulate, and pressure slowly builds. A single event, an earthquake, a crack in the crust, or an influx of new magma, can trigger awakening. A sleeping giant stirs, and the volcano speaks once more. Eruptions are part of a larger cycle. They release pressure, reshape landscapes, deposit fertile soil, and create new landforms. They are a way for the earth to breathe, a method of releasing energy built up over long periods. In this sense, eruptions are both destructive and creative, frightening and beautiful, violent yet life-giving. Imagine observing a volcanic eruption from a safe distance. The glowing lava, the clouds of ash, the crackling, hissing energy. It is a powerful reminder of the hidden fire beneath, of forces far greater than ourselves. And yet, as the eruption subsides, the land begins to recover. New soil forms, life returns, the cycle continues. Even when eruptions seem catastrophic, they are part of the Earth's long-term balance. They create islands, build mountains, enrich soil, shape rivers and valleys. Every eruption leaves a mark, a new layer, a new chapter in the story of the volcano. Volcanoes erupt because the Earth cannot contain its energy forever. They erupt to maintain balance, to express the hidden fire beneath. And in each eruption, we glimpse the power, patience, and rhythm of our planet, a quiet lesson in energy, time, and the unstoppable flow of life. As we continue, Imagine standing safely at a distance, watching a volcano awaken. You notice the first signs: small tremors beneath your feet, subtle puffs of steam rising from vents. It is as if the mountain is stretching, preparing, breathing. And you realize that this eruption is not sudden, but the culmination of centuries of hidden processes. Famous eruptions illustrate the incredible power of this natural rhythm. Consider Mount Vesuvius in Italy, 79 AD. It had been quiet for generations. Villages thrived at its base, unaware of the energy building beneath. Then the pressure reached its limit. Gases expanded, and the mountain erupted in a catastrophic explosion. Ash and pumice rained down, reshaping the landscape, preserving Pompeii and Herculaneum as a timeless record of human life in the shadow of a sleeping giant. Or Mount St. Helens in the United States, 1980. For decades, it had rested quietly, a snow-capped mountain in the Pacific Northwest. Subtle signs, earthquakes, swelling slopes, gas emissions, hinted at the hidden fire within. When it erupted, a sudden, dramatic release of pressure sent ash high into the sky, flattened forests, and reminded the world of the immense energy contained beneath the Earth's surface. Even smaller eruptions tell stories. Gentle lava flows in Hawaii, building new land over centuries, islands emerging slowly from the ocean. Quiet eruptions creating fertile soil, enriching forests and agricultural lands, supporting life in ways both subtle and profound. Eruptions occur because energy cannot be contained indefinitely. Magma rises, gases expand, and pressure exceeds the strength of the rock above. The volcano responds, releasing its energy, restoring balance to the Earth's hidden system. In this way, eruptions are not random or malicious. They are natural, inevitable, and essential to the planet's life cycle. Even the most violent eruptions have a silver lining. They create new habitats, deposit minerals, shape landscapes. They remind us of the Earth's power and the patience required to understand it. Each eruption adds a layer, a page in the mountain's long story, connecting the past, present, and future. Consider the cycles of a volcano. It may sleep for decades, centuries, or millennia. Pressure builds, gases accumulate, and eventually it erupts. Afterward, the mountain rests again, the land recovers, life flourishes, and the cycle begins anew. This rhythm, patient and eternal, is a quiet lesson in the persistence of nature. Volcanoes erupt not only to release pressure, but also to renew the earth. Lava flows become new rock. Ash enriches soil. Ecosystems recover and thrive. The eruption is both an ending and a beginning of destructive force that creates new life, a reminder that change is essential to growth. Imagine standing once more at a safe distance, observing the mountain's slow, deliberate expression of energy. You see the glowing lava, the rising ash, the gentle rumble beneath. It is a humbling, awe-inspiring sight, a reminder that the earth is alive, patient, powerful, and endlessly creative. And when the eruption subsides, when the ash settles, when lava cools, the mountain rests once more, patiently gathering energy for the next cycle. It teaches us that even the most dramatic forces of nature are part of a rhythm, a pattern that balances creation, destruction, and renewal. A rhythm we are lucky to witness, if only with respect, patience, and care. Volcanoes erupt because the earth is alive, because the hidden fire within cannot be contained forever. And in understanding why they erupt, we gain insight into the planet's heartbeat, its cycles, and its quiet, persistent power. As we arrive at the final chapter, imagine a volcano, silent, majestic, and at peace. Its slopes are calm, forests gently sway, streams whisper over rocks. Birds glide lazily through the sky. All seems still. Yet beneath the surface, the Earth's heartbeat continues, slow and patient. This is the stage we call the volcano's rest. It is not extinct, not gone, but a period of calm reflection and quiet preparation. The hidden fire below, though dormant, is still alive. Magma chambers slowly shift, gases slowly accumulate, pressures gently fluctuate, all moving in rhythm with the Earth itself. During this time, the volcano nurtures life. The soil, enriched by past eruptions, supports forests, crops, and wildlife. Rivers carve soft valleys, lakes form in craters. Animals find shelter and sustenance. Humans cultivate the fertile land. Even in slumber, the volcano gives. Imagine standing at the edge of a quiet crater. The air is soft, cool, the sky a gentle blue. You notice tiny signs of life, mosses clinging to rocks, flowers blooming, insects humming. Even the smallest creatures are part of the volcano's ongoing story. This rest is a time for renewal, for recovery, for patience. A volcano at rest teaches lessons in balance. It reminds us that powerful forces need periods of calm, that even the mightiest mountain does not always roar, and that quiet periods are essential for preparation, growth, and resilience. Sleeping volcanoes are also storytellers. Each layer of rock, each ridge, each forested slope tells a tale of fire and ash, of eruptions and calm. They speak of centuries of life, of destruction transformed into creation, and they invite us to listen slowly, patiently, gently. Even when dormant for thousands of years, the volcano's presence is felt. Its shadow stretches over valleys. Its slopes shape the wind. Its soil nourishes life. It is a guardian of the land, patient, enduring, and eternal. The volcano's rest is also a period of reflection for us. We may stand in awe, contemplate the passage of time, feel the rhythm of the earth beneath our feet. We remember that the world moves at scales far beyond our own, that patience, stillness, and quiet energy are as powerful as fire and eruption. And so, the volcano rests, not asleep forever, not gone, but waiting, dreaming, nurturing, a living reminder of the Earth's hidden fire, its cycles, and its endless, patient creativity. As we continue, picture the volcano in a quiet valley, its slopes bathed in soft morning light. Mist rises from streams, dew clings to leaves, the air is still except for a gentle breeze. The mountain appears serene, timeless, a silent guardian of the land below. During this period of rest, the volcano continues to shape the world around it. Erosion smooths jagged rocks, rivers carve gentle paths, vegetation grows on slopes once barren. Even though the hidden fire beneath is dormant, life thrives on the energy of past eruptions. Volcanoes, in their rest, create balance, connecting the destructive power of fire with the nurturing growth of nature. Consider the forests that grow on dormant volcanoes. The rich volcanic soil is fertile, supporting tall trees, shrubs, and countless plants. Animals find shelter. Birds nest among branches, insects buzz along the undergrowth. Even humans benefit, cultivating crops, grazing animals, and enjoying the natural beauty of the slopes. The rest period allows ecosystems to flourish, healing the land after the fiery eruptions of the past. The volcano's rest is also a reflection of time on a grand scale. While humans measure days, months, and years, the mountain experiences centuries, millennia. Its hidden fire moves slowly, imperceptibly, shifting magma, slowly building pressure. Yet outwardly, the slopes appear calm, eternal, teaching patience, stillness, and balance. Imagine standing at the rim of a crater during this calm. The landscape stretches endlessly, valleys, forests, rivers, all shaped by eruptions long past. You notice subtle signs of Earth's rhythm, the gentle sway of trees, the sparkle of a distant stream, the hum of life continuing. Even in rest, the volcano participates in the ongoing dance of creation and renewal. Sleeping volcanoes also remind us of cycles. Eruptions are followed by rest. Rest allows life to recover, ecosystems to rebuild, rivers to form, soil to enrich. The dormant period is not emptiness. It is preparation, nurturing, reflection, a quiet chapter in the mountain's ongoing story. Scientists study dormant volcanoes carefully during this time. They monitor gases, magma movement, and minor tremors, not to disturb the calm, but to understand the rhythms beneath, to respect the mountain's cycles, and to anticipate future eruptions. Even in rest, the volcano is alive, patient, thoughtful, eternal in its presence. The volcano's rest is a gift of the world. It provides stability, safety, and nourishment. Rivers flow steadily. Forests grow lush, wildlife thrives, and humans learn to live in harmony with the mountain. This period teaches us the quiet wisdom of the earth, that strength can reside in stillness, that life can flourish in calm. Imagine, once more, the night sky above a resting volcano. Stars twinkle, the moonlight kisses the slopes. The air is cool and peaceful. All is still. Yet beneath, the earth's heartbeat continues, slow, patient, eternal. The volcano rests, nurturing the world, storing energy, dreaming of future eruptions. A majestic, timeless guardian, teaching us lessons in patience, balance, and the beauty of quiet power. As we arrive at the final moments, imagine standing on a quiet slope of a resting volcano. The sun has dipped low, casting long, golden shadows across the land. A gentle breeze carries the soft scent of flowers and earth. Birds sing their last songs before nightfall, and the mountain, majestic, silent, and patient, rests beneath the sky. This rest is a time of reflection for the volcano and for us. It reminds us of cycles of life, of creation and destruction, of fire and growth, of power and patience. The mountain teaches that even the strongest forces need stillness. That quiet is as essential as action, and patience as vital as strength. As we walk softly along the slopes, we see life flourishing. Forests grow tall, rivers sparkle in the fading light. Animals move gently through the underbrush. And humans, if present, feel awe and reverence, understanding their small place in the mountain story. Even in dormancy, the volcano shapes the world, nurturing ecosystems, creating beauty, sustaining life. Consider the volcano as a teacher. It whispers lessons in patience and respect for time in the quiet persistence of nature. It shows us that rest is not weakness. It is preparation, resilience, and the foundation for future strength. The mountain rests, yet it remains alive, a hidden fire waiting, dreaming, shaping, guiding the land around it. In this calm, we can reflect on our own lives. We, too, have periods of rest, moments of quiet, reflection, and recovery. Just like the volcano, these moments are essential. They nurture our growth, restore our energy, and prepare us for challenges ahead. The volcano's rest is a mirror, reminding us of the power of stillness and the beauty of patience. As night falls, the sky darkens, stars appear. The volcano sleeps beneath the moonlight, its slopes bathed in soft silver glow. All around, life continues quietly, gently supported by the patient energy of the resting mountain. We offer gratitude for the lessons of the volcano, for its quiet strength, for the life it nurtures. May we learn patience, balance, and resilience. May we respect the cycles of nature, and may we find peace in our own moments of rest. As the mountain rests, so may we rest. And now, as the night embraces the earth, we softly say, good night, goodbye. May your dreams be calm, gentle, and filled with wonder. As the volcano sleeps, so may you